Hi, my name is Naya and welcome to my channel. And I'm gonna show you why I say Naya nails it. Okay. I am a young nail tech and I am learning, and this is what I have learned so far with acrylics. I'm not a pro yet, and I don't want to pretend like I am, but I will say I've picked up a good amount of tips and tricks that help with retention and keeping the acrylic intact. So, this is what you're going to be watching here for the next few minutes. Good old nail prep, because it doesn't matter how cute your nail art is. Unfortunately, as a nail tech, you have to get the nails to last too. So, we're starting by pushing those cuticles back, exposing the skin. Yeah, it's getting warm outside and I'm excited about that. Hopefully the weather gets me out of my hermit shell that I've been in, not wanting to record content, but I do love doing nails, so that means more content for y'all, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm using my drill, my cuticle bit specifically, to prep the nail and get rid of that skin that we just exposed that is just dying to flake off. It's just old, it's crusty, and it gotta go. I don't always do this part, but it's like after you use that drill, you'll kind of see that the cuticles that are just a little too crusty to be removed with just the drill, you have to go in and clip them off with a cuticle nipper. And that's what I'm doing. I'm nipping at the cuticles. I'm not really cutting like deep. Now we're doing the fun part, gluing on the tips. So I am trying here to do a small bit of glue, like a dot sized amount, and then I just glue it onto the well of the nail. And I have been using this fun device, which is a tip cutter, and I've been utilizing magnets, like the trend I'm sure y'all have seen on social media at some point, where you use the magnets to get a consistent shape. And now we're finishing up the prep by blending in that natural nail and the plastic tip right where the two meet. So just right there in that middle where the two meet, I'm going to blend with a medium grit sanding band, okay? Medium grit. We are not using coarse grit files on our nails. It's unnecessary. Using an 80 grit file now, I'm just gonna like briefly file the nail. Like I'm doing a quick 1, 2, 3, getting the sides, getting the very tip of the nail, just so that when I go to apply the acrylic, it's a little bit better. And this clip is sped up, so don't think I'm filing that fast, y'all. I'm really not. Alright, and fast forward to one of the most important parts of nail application prep. And it is dehydrator. So, we've been doing things to our nails. We had to glue on the nail, we had to file the nail, and now we have to dehydrate the nail and boom, prime the nail. So I'm using an acid-free primer that I got from Sally Beauty. Quite inexpensive, okay? You don't have to go get the most expensive primer, contrary to what people are going to tell you during your first beginner nail tech like journey. Hope that makes sense. You don't have to go out and get every little like thing. I promise if you start with the basics, like just look up necessities, you'll be fine. And dehydrating and priming the nail is a necessity. Priming the nail gives the acrylic something to stick to. It makes it last in the long run, and you won't regret using it. Okay, guys, so I'm using this beautiful color. Um, I don't know if some of you know this, but I am in love with the color purple. The color, not the movie. And I like it so much to where I want to wear it in my clothes. I want to wear it on my nails. I want to have a purple room. I want my car to be purple. I want my if I had a dog, I would dress my dog in purple. And that's just that on that. Um this color is, if I'm not mistaken, called Ivory. No, 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 I'm sorry. Lavender Luxe is this color from Makartt. Um and it's really, like, I don't know how to explain. The consistency is so like buttery and like easy to work with. I do think Makartt Pro's products are beginner friendly, and I am a few years in, but I still consider myself a beginner because I have just recently started really mastering acrylic application. And even as you're viewing this, you're going to see a number of things I'm doing wrong. And this is the part of the video I am excited for because this is a learning experience for me and other nail techs, and maybe you just like to watch this as a, you know, like maybe you just like watching application videos because you're weird like me and you are like, I don't know, maybe you have ADD or something. And you just like watching things get done because it makes you feel a little bit accomplished, whatever. Whatever the case is, I hope you like this application portion of the rest of the video. Okay? So I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet so that you can just end up watching just what I'm doing. Um, Generally, what I am doing here, I am dipping my brush into that monomer, then I go into the powder, then I hit the nail immediately. I smooth it out a little bit. I take my brush, I wipe it off onto the paper, and then I smooth it out some more onto the nail, take it back to the paper, um, and then I go back into the monomer, get another bead of powder, and I go back onto the nail because we're building up the nail. Okay, so honestly, mistake number one is this. You can already see my black like tissue paper that I have down. You can already see it's collecting a lot of glitter, a lot of powder, which is fine because the point is to wipe off the excess powder. But it's getting wetter and wetter, and as the video goes on, you're gonna be able to see that I was just simply picking up too much liquid. Um, and so watching this now, I'm thinking, okay, so ratio needs to be tweaked a little bit. I just need to get a little bit more consistent with my liquid to powder ratio, and that's all. But the nail still came out looking so good. Look at that. It's smooth. I don't see any lumps. It isn't thick. So not bad at all. I'm gonna let y'all watch again what I did. Now this nail, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this one comes out a little thick. Now luckily you can fix any nail with a drill, so that's not a big deal. But just watch my process and you'll be able to see generally what I do when I do nails. All right, so I am having to go into that finger, turn it to the side. You can see that it's missing a chunk where the apex is supposed to be, and it's also missing a good amount of acrylic at the tip. So I'm in filling that apex area. And this is the importance of looking at the nail from side to side, so you can see like from every angle if it's looking how it's supposed to. And we're wiping the sidewalls just to get that excess product from around the cuticles because once it dries, it's a little tricky to get out. Um, you can use the file to go around the cuticles at the end, but it's just better not to even get to that point, honestly. I like this color because it has little pieces of glitter in it. And oh my goodness, like it looks like this, just straight on, which is pretty by itself. It's kind of like pale on the like bluer, grayer color palette side. And then once we top coat it, you'll be able to see like it has a different color under top coat, and then also in different lighting, it looks different. So it's like just a fun acrylic, and I this is the first time I've used a glitter acrylic, and I really enjoyed the experience of it. Only thing I didn't like is you're gonna get like glitter all in your monomer, but honestly that's no problem because you're supposed to dispose of your liquids per use anyway, so it's not like you're gonna be reusing that monomer that's in the little dapping dish there. So that's no problem. Um I love this color. So I'm just gonna keep saying that. I know I'm biased because I like purple, but like no, like this color is just fun. It's just fun. Like don't judge me. I'm just a girl. Alright, and just like that, we're finished with the application. This is how they are looking so far. Not too thick, not too thin, but definitely thicker than I would like. So we are going in with the file. This is the important part. I'm big on hand filing, and you're gonna see me do that as well. But I would say start with the e-file. So you like, I just feel like you have to use that e-file too. You have to go around the cuticle and get the like little cracks and crevices. You just gotta get in there because if you don't, you're like, I just feel like your nail is gonna like lift quicker and it just doesn't look as flawless and seamless as it could, and it's not gonna look as natural if you don't use the e-file. And some people use a smaller bit than I'm using, and this bit is large. It might be a little intimidating, but lately it's been working for me. I don't know, and I didn't cut myself once, so I think I know how to, get close without getting too close and cutting the skin. After going over the nail a few times, trying to get as thin as you can, um, you're going to go into the tip, kind of how I just did, and just carve out the tip of the nail, make the tip look a little neater as well. So I realized I didn't get footage of me hand filing. Please forgive me for that. But I did hand file and try to get the nails into the best square shape as possible. Um, but I'm using cuticle oil to get the scratches out of my nail after filing. And I saw this originally on Ta Beauty's YouTube channel. I like her. She is a young nail tech, and I'm honestly aspiring to be like her because she is on her stuff. She's consistent, and look, she uses cuticle oil to buff her nails. So I'm going to be smart and do what a successful nail tech is already doing on her YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna implement those strategies too. Like, I would be a fool not to. And this is how they're looking after, y'all. Like, and they were super smooth, like just touching it. Look at this color. I love Makartt Pro's cover acrylics. Like, they really snapped. All right, to the point and what we all been waiting for. Onto the design of this set today. I'm choosing to only top coat one finger right now because this is the finger we're going to be working on right now. My inspiration for this set was, I guess, kind of just like coquette, but spring. And so there's this trend going around called coquette, which I guess is like ballerina vibes. And so I'm using purple. So I don't know. I just thought it'd do something similar. I don't really know how to explain what this is, but it's just a quick, really quick design, quick freestyle I came up with, and it's what I had time for, and it's what I wanted to do. So yeah, I am using this carved gel. You're gonna see me mess up quite a few times, and that's just the reality of being a nail tech, y'all. Like, you know, you just know that you gotta have patience as the customer and as the nail tech. Like, you need patience in your life because things aren't gonna come out how you want it to first time, especially because it's art and it requires a small bit of skill and technique. So sometimes you gotta tweak your technique because it's obviously not working. Like me, I think I went in here with a dry brush. And I will say when using this type of tube gel, choose one. There are some on the market that I've been like shopping around for that are less viscous. And when it's less viscous, I feel like it's just easier to draw things. But of course, I wanted texture. So, oh, excuse me. So that is why I went in with a thicker gel. But I'm pretty sure at some point here, I'm not sure if I show it on camera, but I dip my brush into alcohol because I use that as a slip solution. Um, and it kind of helped like slip the brush around a little better because it was like sticking so hard to the gel that like it wouldn't let me brush it into the design I wanted. So I recommend trying slip solution if you can't get it to stick. So I flash cured the nail as you saw, and I try not to cure it fully for like a minute. I tried to only cure it for like 30 seconds so that it leaves a sticky layer. Because y'all, chrome, oh my goodness, it's low key a pain in the butt. Like, it will not stick exactly where you want it to if you are not intentional with how you are doing the chrome. Like, you have to flash cure it. You can't cure it a full 60 seconds and expect for the chrome to stick and or stay. It won't happen. I have tried it in another set like this actually, and it was on a client, and the design didn't quite stay in the places I needed it to, and it was frustrating. But nonetheless, it was a learning experience. um Three things I learned about chrome. Number one, a matte coat would have helped more than that base gel coat that I used. A matte top coat would have worked a little bit better. And number two, if you're going to use a glossy coat instead, buff it. Buff it before you draw your design, before you do your chrome, because once you go to wipe off that excess glitter, you want it to actually come off. But I feel like a little bit of glitter stayed, but it's fine. I cleaned it up. It worked, but sorry, number three of chrome is just dusting off the excess chrome. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry. We're doing cute Frenchies on the ring finger and the index finger because why not? It's the quick design. I was trying to do something quick here, guys, and I just felt like what goes with a bow? French tips go with bows. I don't know. Just makes sense to me. Like, French tip kind of gives classy vibes, and I think a bow is classy. And I think white and ivory and like purple is cute. And sorry, I dropped my mic. But I think I just, as an artist, you got to be like a little bit creative. And honestly, I was having a day, I remember. So this is as creative as I can get. But I think everything came out pretty. So I go and I cure the French tips, of course. I am using a white gel polish here. Okay, French tip is done, and now we have to do something else because this isn't a spring set without flowers. So I'm going to use Ivory Lace by Makartt Pro, and this color is like an off-white kind of color. Originally, I did think it was like a bright white, but that is just me not doing enough research, so or swatching prior. But I'm going to be using this color along with a little bit of acetone inside of the monomer, and I think I did like a few drops, like yeah. So the acetone is going to slow down the drying process because if you were not to have the acetone in it, the acrylic would dry regularly, um, and it would like the petal that you lay down will take so long to dry that it would start to like change its shape and look less like a flower. By the time it dries, it would look like just a circle on your nail. So that's why you put the acetone in it to slow down that drying process because it is necessary to have time to sculpt your nail into a flower and it gives it time to continue looking like a flower as it dries. All right, so you're going to see me like drop a few beads off just to like test the liquid to powder ratio that I'm going to need to get a good bead for a bow. I'm sorry, to get a good bead for the flower petal. All right, so I dropped my first one, and I feel like that's a pretty good size here. So as you can see, I dropped the bead. I begin to angle it on the sides like a flower petal would look. Um, and I just continue to go back in and I press in the middle. And then I do that again. That's all. And I'll shut up and let you guys watch it in real time without me distracting. Moving on from the flowers, I am now taking rhinestones and adding them to the flowers. I just thought it added a cute touch, and it added a little bit of color. I chose like really light pink, like almost looks silver. You could barely tell, but I put one at the base of the flower petals. And I ended up only doing two little petals on the pinky nail because the nail is so small. Um, and so that's just what I came up with. I'm now finished with the nail art, so it's super important that I use a top coat. And I chose a glossy top coat. So I'm just going to top coat all of the nails and stay tuned for the final look. Okay, I'm going to show you the look and I'm going to show you under two different lights.